Hello again, everybody. Welcome back to Let's Play Frostpunk. The Timix here. It's day 28 in a new London. We're quite short on food, but everything else doing well, particularly steel. Actually, wood is becoming more of a concern. God save us for a purpose. Look, the sun's up already. Everybody happy today. Unexpected guest, refugees from the Frostland. Captain, a group of exhausted survivors has reached our city. From their frantic explanations, we know they've come a great distance and that many of them died on the way. The phrase "doom is coming" keeps being repeated, and they say many more refugees are following them. They're begging you to help them, sir. We're going to help them by sending out search parties to bring them to the city, or we can be cautious. Allow this group to enter the city, and you'll decide what to do with the others later. I see no reason not to help as many as we can. So let's go with that. And we've got 12 more people now, up to 362. So that means we've got some people staying in these bunkhouses that are not particularly warm, and we're not going to be too happy with that. Let's see how many of these we need. Yeah, those are chilly. Let's see how many of these we need. I'd like to wait for the house redesign, but not for ones that we need right away. I mean, it's about to get warmer, but we're still going to want to get these set up so that we don't have to keep the heat too high. So if we click 1, everybody's happy. If we click 2, everybody's happy. If we do a third one, okay, third one, we've got homeless people. So we have 2 extra houses, which means I need to upgrade one of these right now. And the other 2 can wait. So we'll roll on that. And got a couple hours before anything else interesting is going to happen, it looks like. But yes, it would appear that refugees is our new crisis. We solved the Londoners deal, and now we've got more stuff to work on. Naturally. You knew there had to be something. You knew it wasn't just going to be, oh, well, everything's fine now. You know, going to be some sort of issue coming up. And here comes the thaw. There we go. I'm starting to have a steel problem, storage-wise. We don't need as much storage for wood. Let me just switch that over. Now everything's going to be happy again, at least for the moment. Now, one of the things I've discovered is that the automatons make things complicated when it comes to switching over labor. And so for the last, say, half hour of the day, I'm going to pull them out earlier. And the reason is, otherwise, you wait till 8, people are in their other jobs, and then these important jobs get the sort of leftovers, if you will. And that's not really the way I want it. Even though steel is looking good now, I want to make sure it stays looking good. And again, half an hour or so of labor over the course of a full day, we're not talking about a huge amount. But we also need to check our heaters. And it's very easy for me to forget one. Like this one, it's not on for whatever reason. I mean, the sawmill ones out here, we're going to need those to keep everything warm enough. We're going to need these. And again, we're going to pull out the automaton. But these over here are chilly, so we actually don't need those. And so it's very cold is going to get up to livable. So it's actually warm enough that everybody will be able to work everywhere. Now we're going to go through a whole bunch of coal with this, but we can also turn down, you can see in here, we can turn down the generator. And I can turn it down 1 now, or 2 when I get this house finished. And I'm just going to wait. And then as soon as this is done, I'm going to drop it 2 spots. So we'll do that, and I think it's time to get everybody to work. Here we are about to start up. There it is. Obviously a bunch of hungry people. Yeah, they're ready. That's the last group of workers. And I want to make sure nobody stops, working to go on this. So we'll just do that. and let everybody fill in. I focused quite a bit on the sawmills after, you know, the more efficient factories. Not factories, mines. Steel and coal mines. Our scouts have reached the cave hideout. Climbed up to the cave. A low stone wall stands across its entrance. Behind it we can see several men, and we could possibly get some survivors here for sure. A few tired men as we approach the cave. Its inhabitants pull out rifles and take positions behind the wall barring the entrance. They are in a bad shape, weak from malnourishment and illness. I think that should be in bad shape or in a bad way or whatever. We've got a couple new places discovered. Stone ship and snow-covered supplies, some more exploring. We can talk to them. The scouts will try to reason with the Americans and convince them to join us. 35 of them there are. Or we can attack them, try to overpower the Americans. And to me, this just seems to be like a situation where, no, try to talk to them first. And nothing like small talk, seeing that we have no ill intentions. The Americans told us how they dealt justice to the inventor after expelling him from his city. We buried Tesla's battered body in the cave and are heading home with these poor wretches in tow. So 35 more workers coming in, because we didn't have enough refugees coming in to deal with. And, yeah, looks like Tesla got some rather severe justice there. Earned it partially, at least, but, yeah. Not a pleasant end for him, rather obviously. Okay. So let's see if we can get everybody to work, finish this up so we can lower down our temperature, get this research done, because it's rather obvious now that once this house redesign is through, we're really going to need to extend the range. We're going to need more living territory for people to put houses in. That seems very apparent. And what do we have here? A couple hours on that one. But now our house is built. Let's drop this down to level 1. The overdrive, or the stress level, almost down to 0, which is nice. And the scouts have returned to 67 steel, a couple more steam cores, 145 wood. Excellent. Now they need to go back out, because we've got these refugees out here on their way, and they need a scout escort. So this is the first scout available. You go out and take about a day. Oh, 12 hours there and 12 hours back. Must be what that means. Okay. And then we need to head back. And let's see what else is going on. Well, I think research is the next thing we're waiting on, as everybody continues to get to work here. Oops. Somehow I managed to miss one of our bigger sawmills. Let's get people in that. Not a huge miss, but I missed one over there too. What on earth is wrong with me today? Missed a couple of sawmills. And we don't have a wood crisis. Obviously, we're building it up. But it still would have been nice to obviously get maximum input there. Oh, we just lost one up here because that one has expired. So let's pull the people out of that. That'll add another task. And I'm not building any more automatons for a specific reason that I will get to at the end of the day when we do some building then. Steel, once again, overswelling. Let's take some more out of wood and reverse that. A huge success for the automaton project. Sir, the automaton project is complete. They can now be produced at lower cost and used in medical facilities. We learned to modify the automatons with precision attachments, allowing them to work on the most fragile thing we know of, the human body. It also turns out we can remove some non-essential parts. Cost falls by 5%, and they can be used at medical facilities. So that research is automatically given to us. That's very nice. And we still don't have everybody working. By the way, it's interesting to me, it now takes most of the day for a cookhouse to finish up our food. So we may actually need this second cookhouse at some point. Let's keep that in mind. House redesign is finished. And as I mentioned, I don't think there's any choice for us to do anything but get this range upgrade as soon as possible. So let's invest in that. We still at, yeah, still at 168%. And I do believe that's going to be all of our business for the day once this finishes up. Almost the end of the shift and still waiting for the last people to get in there. A little over 200 food. We're going to want more than that, but we did build a couple more hunters' places, so that will help out. And look, we've got another group. Oh nope, that's not refugees. That's the coal delivery coming. Okay. So I think that's going to do it. And there we are.
Time to rest. Remember those who work overtime in your prayers.
Time indeed to rest. Now we actually have quite a bit of building to do tonight, but let's get the hunting going first and then I'll get into that. Okay, all hunters in, and I also did a shift in tactics for the automatons. I'm going to have the three of them all work in the coal mines. Of course, the steelworks would be the most efficient, but we're really looking good on that. I could be wrong in terms of us having enough building materials, but I want to stockpile the coal. With all these new people coming in, we're going to have the generator push out farther. We're going to have it using up a bunch more coal. It's going to get colder again. You know, and I'm not entirely sure I'm making the right choice there, but I think our during the day production of steel is going to give us enough. Now, as far as building goes, well, we've got this sawmill to take down. So let's do that. And there's nothing more over there. That one we're just taking down. There's nothing more to grab. There's no other places that we need one. So the more of these that go, they're just going to go, and we're eventually going to have to get the wall drills. Okay, so that's underway. And then I want to add to our food income. I think we have the resources. It's time, I think, to get another outpost depot up. And I want to get that food outpost out at the fishing village. So I want to get that underway. There we go. Build the street out to that. And then another thing that impacts on why I didn't want to build the factory. Basically, I'm concerned about our steam cores. We still have 4 left, or didn't want to build any more automatons. We still have 4 steam cores left. But we're going to need a couple more infirmaries for these refugees that are coming in. I'm hoping a couple more handle it. We might need more than that. The other thing is we're going to need more children's shelters. If you look at this, look at this group, 22 more kids. Currently we've got 76. That'll take it up to 98. So let me I don't remember exactly how many we have, but I think we're going to need at least one more. I need one more children's shelter, 2 more infirmaries. We've really got to upgrade our healthcare abilities here. So I want to put an infirmary here and an infirmary here. A child shelter. I don't see any reason not to fit it in there. Okay, so then if I pick these things up with streets... Whoops, no, that's wrong. Let's get rid of that. I slipped to the side there somehow. Yeah, more like right there. Then let's draw this over. I don't want to go any further for now. Let's just wait until this is done. But so 2 infirmaries and a child shelter, the outpost depot, taking this down. That should handle what we're able to do for tonight. And then everything else, we'll see how tomorrow goes. But we're going to want to be building another ring as soon of housing, obviously, as soon as we're able. So I'm basically addressing the healthcare, bringing in as much food as I can. That's where we're going with this whole operation. Got a few more hours until they actually meet up with the refugees. Got them coming back. There's Temple. Doing its non-existent stuff there, because we don't need anybody to work on mending their ways. We're fine on that. Okay, and nobody is sick, so let's yank everybody out of the infirmaries for now, so they can all go eat. And of course, so we don't spend the money on the coal that we don't need to spend when nobody is in there. There's an infirmary done. Let's fill up that with, and you know, this is the infirmary is using the steam cores get us down to 2, which is the main point here. I'm not sure what just happened there. But we've got... Oh, they just reached their destination. Okay, less than 6 hours and about 10 plus. So a bunch of people coming in tomorrow. Here comes the coal. And let's go ahead and boost up the heater in that child shelter. Outpost is ready. You know what? Let's go ahead and send that out. And we need 10 workers, no problem. 40 wood, 20 steel, not an issue either. So let's go ahead and send them out to the fishing village. 15 hours, so it shouldn't be that long, a day or so, and we should start getting food from that. And there's another infirmary. Let's go ahead and staff one of these again. You've had some good time off. Now get back there. Yep, there's people starting to get sick again. So I think that's going to about do it. Okay, so our perimeter, whoops, Didn't want to go quite that far, but our perimeter really starting to fill up quite a bit, and that may only increase as we need more resources, more places, and we're going to fill in the middle of people. So space, especially as these refugees continue to come in. Oh, look there's another 70 of them. They're going to come. Space is going to become a really, really big issue for us. We're going to need to keep constantly building. I mean, I'm probably going to need to build 2 more child shelters tomorrow. This is really going to become an issue for us, being able to fit everything in. And that's frankly yet another reason to keep the sawmills going and clear out all these trees so that we know exactly what we're doing out here. May have to tear some things down, rebuild them other places, all kinds of fun stuff happening. So dealing with the sort of the population boom crisis, the refugee crisis, that's going to be our issue for the next few days. Make no mistake about that. So, see how that goes for us. Be back soon with day 29. Till then, thanks for watching.